evening, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Thank you for being here. We do start with breaking news tonight. Right now, Shoshone County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a report of a woman and child found dead inside their home.
Deputies say they responded to the home in Wallace on Tuesday. We don't have a lot of information right now. However, investigators say both victims died from gunshot wounds, and they confirm the woman was also pregnant. The investigation is still ongoing. We do know deputies are not actively searching for a suspect, they say. We will bring you the latest as more information becomes available on this story.
After months of debate, Liberty Lake City Council has given themselves more oversight over library policy.
The council now has the final approval over library policies and can request the library make changes. The ordinance also means a member of council will sit in on library board meetings.
So in our commitment to bringing you more to every story, KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is digging deeper into this decision and what it really means for books on the library shelves. Shannon?
Yeah, that came after months of debate and a 4-hour-long meeting on Tuesday, and Liberty Lake City Council voted 4-3 to give themselves that power to approve or reject library policies. And we want to tell you what that really means.
At face value, I believe the intent of most of the council members was to mainly have oversight to the policies.
The biggest question for so many is about banning books. Say City Council wanted to remove all purple books from the library.
The city council or mayor will not initiate any book ban.
So no, the council cannot ban a book outright, but council does have the final say to confirm or deny a ban if the library board chooses to remove a book. If council can't initiate a ban, can they still control the collection and what books come into circulation?
If the ordinance goes into effect, then the council would have the right to bring back this collection development policy and have the discussion with the board about making changes.
This one's a bit more ambiguous. Mayor Chris Kaminskas says while the council can't make up a new policy, they can suggest a change and reject any changes to policy.
It could open the door to a big circle, a never-ending circle of rejections and rewrites.
And the decision is far from final. Mayor Kaminskas has until next week to veto the ordinance.
My goal is to get through that process by the end of the day tomorrow.
So if the mayor vetoes the ordinance, City Council can override her decision with a 5-2 vote. If she takes no action on this, the ordinance will go into effect.
Shannon, before you go, what do we know about the process for anyone out in the public asking for a book to be removed?
Yeah, so if someone is challenging a book in the library, that process hasn't changed much with this ordinance. The library patron can still make a verbal or written request challenging the book with the library director, and that challenge can go all the way to the library board. They can ban or keep the book. And again, City Council has the final say only if the board bans the book. If it's kept on the shelf, council can't reject that decision.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. Let's switch gears and talk weather. The sun is shining, temperatures in the 80s right here, but we're also dealing with some air quality issues. In fact, our AQI right now is in the unhealthy for sensitive groups category.
So it's all thanks to that wildfire smoke from Canada. We want to get straight to our meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you can just see it. It looks kind of gross, even behind you guys right here on my side. All of that smoke in there, dropping visibility or the distance you can see. When it comes to PM 2.5 or the particulate matter that comes from wildfires, that is notorious for dropping visibility. So for me, when we get in wildfire season or in a realm like this where we're talking about the impacts to air quality, how far you can see plays a big role. You start to lose things just a couple of miles away. That's when you start limiting time outside. Right now here in Spokane, we sit at 98 in terms of AQI. We're just on the cusp of that unhealthy for sensitive groups. And in parts of the inland Northwest, we are seeing that air quality just degrade quite rapidly. We are under an air quality alert through Saturday morning. That's 10 a.m. Saturday for that wildfire smoke from up in Canada. And it's just basically funneling right in as we speak. It's coming around this low and moving all the way down. And then it just kind of gets pushed up by this other area. So we wind up right under that and see a smoky, hazy sky. A couple of isolated thunderstorms kind of popping up. Most of those stay up in the mountains or over Snoqualmie Pass as we speak. But the next few days, hot, dry, and sunny. Tomorrow, likely still hazy. Saturday, we start to get rid of some of that haze. And then Sunday, scattered thunderstorms return.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. We are turning to developing news tonight, so take a look at your screen right now. According to SPD, 43-year-old Eddie Williams, an inmate at the Geiger Correctional Center, was picking up litter near 3rd Avenue and Sunset Boulevard when at some point he took off. Williams is described as being 5 feet 5 inches tall, 180 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a Correctional Center issued orange vest. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you are asked to call Crime Check.
And we are following another developing story at this hour. Right now, WSP and the Spokane police are searching for a missing at-risk Indigenous woman who was last seen in East Central Spokane. She's not seen since last Monday. 37-year-old Dominique Red Elk is 5'7", about 120 pounds, and has flower tattoos on her back. If you have any information on where to find her, you're asked to please call 911. Happening now through Saturday night, Washington State Patrol is also using planes to help track high-speed drivers.
According to WSP, a traffic plane began flying over the county yesterday. Troopers say air units identified at least 5 high-speed drivers just last night.
So take a look at this. WSP dash cam footage shows what high-speed driving actually looks like from the air. This is from a multiple vehicle pursuit over on the west side. WSP Trooper Ryan Sanger says street racing is a state, regional, and national problem.
If you run and if you perform that reckless behavior, we're going to try and catch you, and we're going to do what we can to stop you and prevent that behavior before something occurs. Because the more times people do this, the more times you repeat the behavior, more like very higher likelihood of a crash, serious injury, injuring yourself, other people.
We also reached out to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office to ask if it has noticed an uptick in speed racing. Spokesperson Mark Gregory says the office has had conversations about the increase in reckless driving and not stopping for police.
WSP says it has investigated more than 60 deadly crashes since the beginning of this year. Troopers say that people may see planes flying overhead during high traffic events like the Lilac Festival and Hoop Fest.